it just sends the message to others who are not Indigenous that perhaps you're not as entitled to call this country yours. But can I just say, if we did have that coherent message articulated from the start by the Liberal Party, this referendum would be dead and buried already.
True.
We've had almost 10 months of The Voice having a free run, just a few Conservative commentators asking questions, but the overwhelming majority of the media, all the corporate world, all the sporting codes, all the celebrities, everyone's been pushing it. And you look at those poll numbers from Roy Morgan, and it's already in trouble. And what that polling also showed, that in every single age group and in both sexes, the numbers are down. So it's not one particular demographic.
We have to talk about this too, because, I mean, put aside everything you say, Rita, which is absolutely correct, this whole idea that, and you see people who are in the yes camp now saying, no, it's not about race, it's just whether or not you've been here longer than anybody else. And I mean, that to me is just so insane. But this is what we're now hearing from people saying, oh, no, it's not about race. But the other thing that I think is absolutely fascinating now is that, for the last several weeks now, and I think really since the Aston by-election, we've had all these commentators on the left coming out and saying, Peter Dutton is the problem. He's running too hard to the right, and because he's gone no on The Voice, people aren't with him. Well, no, what the polls are now showing is that the people aren't with The Voice. Peter Dutton is tacking in the right direction. All these commentators who would never vote for a Liberal in a pink fit have...
Well, I'll tell you what happens when you listen to those commentators, because the Victorian Liberals show you what happens when you listen to those commentators. They lost badly, not the last election, the one before, and the commentary from the left was, because they're too conservative, because they had one right-leaning policy on law and order. And that was blamed for their loss, despite the fact that it was pretty much the only policy that had any cut-through. So at the last election, they were to the left of Labor on many issues. In fact, there was not a single centre-right policy that the Victorian Liberals took to the poll, and they got absolutely smashed. They stand for nothing.
The reality is, Rita and James, and I'm going to say it here now, Peter Dutton can win the next election. He can win the next election, win The Voice first, and then win the next election. It can be done now. It couldn't be done before. It can be done now. People back a fighter, and this is a fight.